Hello folks, I'm Safa Marwa, your course instructor. Welcome to the ITIL for exam preparation. ITIL stands for Information Technology Infrastructure Library. In June of 2007, ITIL was expanded and recognized as ITIL 3. The most recent version of ITIL is the fourth version, which is also known as ITIL 4. The mission of ITIL is to provide a practical and flexible basis to the organizations to help their digital journey. We have arranged audio-visual slides so that we can provide you a clear concept on ITIL exam, and we have also given a portion to practice. Hope this will help you to crack your ITIL exam. Best of luck, and let's get started with the course.
ITIL for Foundation. Tips and tricks. Read and study ITIL Official Study Guide, ITIL 4 Edition Book by Excelos. ITIL 4 Foundation exam duration is 60 minutes. There are 40 questions in ITIL Foundation exam. Each question's worth 1 mark. There is no negative marking. You will need to get 26 questions correct, 65% to pass the exam. ITIL 4 Foundation exam is based on Bloom's Level 1 and 2. Bloom's level describes the type of thinking needed to answer the questions. Questions: you need to recall information about the ITIL for Service Management Framework. In Level 2, the questions you need to show understanding of these concepts. Remember that ITIL is a tricky exam. Be prepared for twists and tricks in the questions. Read each questions and all possible answers slowly and carefully to avoid misunderstanding. Answer the questions from ITIL perspective rather than your personal experience. Understand the key concepts of service management. Understand how the ITIL guiding principles can help organization adapt service management. Understand the 4 dimensions of service management. Understand the purpose and components of ITIL service value system. Understand the activities of the service value chain and how they interconnect. Know the purpose and key terms of 15 ITIL practices. Understand 7 ITIL practices. ITIL for Service Management. Service is a means of enabling value co-creation by facilitating outcomes that customers want to achieve, without customer having to manage specific costs and risks. Value is the perceived benefits, usefulness, and importance of something. In ITSM service providers don't create value for customers. Rather, they work with the customers to create value for both parties. Output is a tangible or intangible deliverable of an activity. For example, transportation from one location to another. Outcome is a result for a stakeholder enabled by one or more outputs. For example, an interview or an appointment. Managing specific costs and risks. Every service removes some costs and risks from the customer. Utility is the functionality offered by a product or service to meet a particular need. For example, using wireless hotspot for accessing internet at airport. Utility can be summarized as what the service does and can be used to determine whether a service is fit for purpose. To have utility service must either support the performance of the consumer or remove constraints from the consumer. Warranty is assurance that a product or service will meet agreed requirements. For example, warranty is security in online money transfer. Warranty can be summarized as how the service performs and can be used to determine whether a service is fit for use. Warranty addresses availability of the service, its capacity, levels of security, and continuity. Utility is what is delivered. Warranty is how it is delivered. For example, online banking functionality is that to transfer money in online. Warranty is that online transactions is secure. Customer is a person who defines the requirements for a service and takes responsibility for the outcomes of service consumption. For example, IT manager. User is a person who uses services. For example, company employees. Sponsor is a person who authorizes budget for service consumption. For example, finance manager. Service management is a set of specialized organizational capabilities for enabling value for customers in the form of services. Capabilities is an organization's ability to coordinate, control, and deploy resources to produce value. Capabilities are typically experience, knowledge, skills, and process, etc. Cost is the amount of money spent on a specific activity or resource. Organization is a person or a group of people that has its own functions with responsibilities, authorities, and relationships to achieve its objectives. For example, a company, an institution, or an individual. Risk is a possible event that could cause harm or loss, or make it more difficult to achieve objectives. Service offering is a formal description of one or more services designed to address the needs of a target consumer group. Service offering are goods, access to resources, service actions. For example, goods are appliances, consumer goods. For example, access to resources are web hosting, cloud storage, online gaming subscription. For example, service actions are maintenance and IT user support. Service relationship is a cooperation between a service provider and service consumer. Service relationship can be classified as service provision, service consumption, and service relationship management. Service provision is activities performed by an organization to provide services. Service provision activities are management of the provider's resources configured to deliver the service. Service provision activities are ensuring access resources for users. Service provision activities are fulfillment of the agreed service actions. Service provision activities are service level management and continual improvement. Service provision activities are supplying of goods. Service consumption activities are management of the consumer resources needed to use the service. Service consumption activities are management of the consumer's resources needed to use the service. Service consumption activities are service actions performed by users, including utilizing the provider's resources and requesting service actions to be fulfilled. Service consumption activities are receiving of goods. Service relationship management is joint activities performed by a service provider and a service consumer to ensure continual value co-creation based on agreed and available service offerings. ITIL Guiding Principles. A guiding principle is a recommendation that guides an organization in all circumstances, regardless of changes in its goals, strategies, type of work, or management structure. The 7 ITIL guiding principles are: focus on value, start where you are, progress irrelatively with feedback, collaborate and promote visibility, think and work holistically, keep it simple and practical, optimize and automate. Principle 1. Focus on value. Everything that the organization does need to map, directly or indirectly, to value for the stakeholders. The focus on value principle encompasses many perspectives, including the experience of customers and users. Principle 2. Start where you are. Do not start from scratch and build something new without considering what is already available to be leveraged. There is likely to be a great deal in the current services, processes, programs, projects, and people that can be used to create the desired outcome. The current state should be investigated and observed directly to make sure it is fully understood. Principle 3. Progress iteratively with feedback. Do not attempt to do everything at once. Even huge initiatives must be accomplished iteratively. By organizing work into smaller, manageable sections that can be executed and completed in a timely manner, it is easier to maintain a sharper focus on each effort. Using feedback before, throughout, and after each iteration will ensure that actions are focused and appropriate, even if circumstances change. Principle 4. Collaborate and promote visibility. Working together across boundaries produces results that have greater buy-in, more relevance to objectives, and increased likelihood of long-term success. Achieving objectives requires information, understanding, and trust. Work and consequences should be made visible, hidden agendas avoided, and information shared to the greatest degree possible. Principle 5. Think and work holistically. No service or element used to provide a service stands alone. The outcomes achieved by the service provider and service consumer will suffer unless the organization works on the service as a whole, not just on its parts. Results are delivered to internal and external customers through the effective and efficient management and dynamic integration of information, technology, organization, people, practices, partners, and agreements, which should all be coordinated to provide a defined value. Principle 6. Keep it simple and practical. If a process, service, action, or metric fails to provide value or produce a useful outcome, eliminate it. In a process or procedure, Use the minimum number of steps necessary to accomplish the objectives. Always use outcome based thinking to produce practical solutions that deliver results. Principle 7. Optimize and automate. Resources of all types, particularly HR, should be used to their best effect. Eliminate anything that is truly wasteful and use technology to achieve whatever it is capable of. Human intervention should only happen where it really contributes value. Agile 4 Foundation. There are 4 dimensions of service management. They are organizations and people, information and technology, partners and suppliers, value streams and processes. You can see in this picture there is a relation between organizations and people. Organization can be classified as person and group. In the classification of person, there are some functions, responsibilities, and authorities. And in group, there are functions, responsibilities, and authorities too. People can be classified as customers, employees of suppliers, employees of the service provider, and stakeholder. Organizations and people dimension are roles, responsibilities, formal organizational structures, culture, required staffing, and competencies. Let's talk about information and technology. Information, with the collaboration of knowledge, provides services. Information with the collaboration of technologies provides service value system. Let's talk about partners and suppliers. Partners and suppliers relationships are design, development, deployment, delivery, support, continual improvement of services. Value streams process. Value stream can be classified as step 1, step 2, and step 3. Process is a set of activities that transform inputs to outputs. Value streams and processes are activities, workflows, controls, and procedures. Let's start the new topic, ITIL Service Value System. ITIL Service Value System describes how all the components and activities of the organization work together as a system to enable value creation. ITIL service value is made of specific inputs, elements, and outputs relevant to service management. Key inputs to ITIL service value are opportunity and demand. Opportunity represent options or possibilities to add value for stakeholders or otherwise improve the organization. Demand is need or desire for products and services among internal and external consumers. Output of ITIL service value is delivered by products and services. Opportunity and demand trigger activities within the ITIL service value system, and these activities lead to the creation of value. The key points in ITIL service value system are guiding principle, governance, service value chain, continual improvement, and practices. A guiding principle is a recommendation that guides an organization in all circumstances, regardless of changes in its goals, Strategies, type of work, or management structure. Governance means by which an organization is directed and controlled. Service value chain is a set of interconnected activities that an organization performs to deliver a valuable product or service to its consumers. Practices is sets of organizational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. Continual improvement is a recurring organizational activity performed at all levels to ensure that an organization's performance continually meets stakeholders' expectations. ITIL 4 supports continual improvement with the ITIL continual improvement model. There are 7 steps, and in step 1, it is what is the vision? In step 2, where are we now? Step 3, where do we want to be? Step 4, how do we get there? Step 5, take action. Step 6, did we get there? Step 7, how do we keep the momentum going? There is a flowchart between demand and value, which is plan, improve, engage, design, obtain, and deliver support. Service value chain is an operating model, outlines key activities required to respond to demand and facilitate value through creation and management of products and services. Service stream is a series of steps an organization undertakes to create and deliver products and service to consumers. The purpose of the planned value chain activity is to ensure a shared understanding of the vision, current status, and improvement direction for all 4 dimensions and all products and services across the organization. For example, planning activities. The purpose of the improved value chain activity is to ensure continual improvement of products, services, and practices across all value chain activities and the 4 dimensions of service management. For example, improvement activities are preventive action, corrective action, and improvement. The purpose of the engage value chain activity is to provide good understanding of stakeholder needs, transparency, and continual engagement and good relationship with all stakeholders. Interactions in third parties. The purpose of the design and transition value chain activity is to ensure that products and services continually meet stakeholder expectations for quality, costs, and time to market. For example, creation of new or changed solution designs. The purpose of the obtain build value chain activity is to ensure that service components are available when and where they are needed and meet agreed specifications. For example, acquisition for building of components. The purpose of the deliver and support value chain activity is to ensure that services are delivered and supported according to agreed specifications and stakeholders' expectations. Support, for example, IT support for user. Now it's time for practices. 15 ITIL practices. Practice means translating an idea into action. In ITIL 4, practice is a set of organizational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. In ITIL management practice is a set of organizational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. ITIL 4 practices can be classified as general management practices, service management practices, technical management practices. General management practices are used in IT service management but are commonly used in general business areas as well. General management practices are architecture management, continual improvement, information security management, knowledge management, measurement and reporting, organizational change management, portfolio management, project management, relationship management, risk management, service financial management, strategy management, supplier management, and workforce and talent management. Service management practices have been developed in service management and ITSM industries. Some service management practices are availability management, business analysis, capacity and performance management, change control, incident management, IT asset management, monitoring and event management, problem management, release management, service catalog management, service configuration management, service continuity management, service design, service desk, service level management, service request management, and service validation and testing. Technical management practices have been adapted from technology management from technology solutions to IT services. Technical management practices are deployment management, infrastructure and platform management, software development and management. Information security management. The purpose of the information security management practice is to protect the information needed by the organization to conduct its business. Understanding and managing risks to the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information, as well as authentication and non-repudiation. Topic number 2, relationship management. The purpose of the relationship management practice is to establish the links between the organization and its stakeholders at strategic and tactical levels. Supplier management. The purpose of the supplier management practice is to ensure that the organization's suppliers and their performances are managed appropriately to support the seamless provision of quality products and services. IT asset management. IT asset is financially valuable component that can contribute to the delivery of an IT product or service. The purpose of the IT asset management practice is to plan and manage the full life cycle of all IT assets. IT asset management practice help the organization to maximize value. IT asset management practice help the organization to control costs. IT asset management practice help the organization to manage risks. IT asset management practice help the organization to support decision making about purchase, reuse, and retirement of assets. IT asset management practice help the organization to meet regularly and contractual requirements. Monitoring and event management. Event is any change of state that has significance for the management of a service or other configuration item. Events are typically recognized through notifications created by an IT service, CI, or monitoring tool. The purpose of the monitoring and event management practice is to systematically observe services and service components and record and report selected changes of state identified as events. Release management. The purpose of the release management practice is to make new and changed services and features available for use. Service configuration management. Configuration item is any component that needs to be managed in order to deliver an IT service. The purpose of the service configuration management practice is to ensure that accurate and reliable information about the configuration of services and the configuration item that support them is available when and where it is needed. Deployment management. The purpose of the deployment management practice is to move new or changed hardware, software, documentation process, or any other component to live environments. Continual improvement. The purpose of the continual improvement practice is to align the organization's practices and services with changing business needs through the ongoing improvement of products, services, and practices, or any element involved in the management of products and services. Change control. Change is the addition, modification, or removal of anything that could have a direct or indirect effect on services. The purpose of the change control practice is to maximize the number of successful service and product changes by ensuring that risks have been properly assessed, authorizing changes to proceed, and managing the change schedule. Incident management. Incident is an unplanned interruption to a service or reduction in the quality of a service. The purpose of the incident management practice is to minimize the negative impact of incidents by restoring normal service operation as quickly as possible. Problem management. Problem is a cause or potential cause of one or more incidents. If computer crash, the crash is a problem. Known error is a problem that has been analyzed but has not been resolved. Workaround is a solution that reduces or eliminates the impact of an incident or problem for which a full resolution is not yet available. Some workarounds reduce the likelihood of incidents. The purpose of the problem management practice is to reduce the likelihood and impact of incidents by identifying actual and potential causes of incidents and managing workarounds and known errors. Service request management. The purpose of the service request management practice is to support the agreed quality of a service by handling all predefined user-initiated service requests in an effective and user-friendly manner. Service desk. The purpose of the service desk practice is to capture demand for incident resolution and service requests. Service level management. The purpose of the service level management practice is to get clear business-based targets for service levels and to ensure that delivery of services is properly assessed, monitored, and managed against these targets. 7 ITIL practices. ITIL for Foundation Continual Improvement. Continual improvement is an ongoing effort to improve products, services, or processes. Purpose of the continual improvement practice is to align the organization's practices and services with changing business needs through the ongoing improvement of products, services, and practices, or any element in the management of products and services. Scope of the continual improvement practice is the development of improvement methods and techniques and continual improvement alignment with the organization's overall strategy. Continual improvement practices key activities. Encouraging continual improvement across the organization. Securing time and budget for continual improvement. Identifying and logging improvement opportunities. Assessing and prioritizing improvement opportunities. Making business cases for improvement action. Planning and implementing improvements. Measuring and evaluating improvement results. Coordinating improvement activities across the organization. To track and manage improvement ideas from identification through to final action, organizations use a database or structured document called a continual improvement register. ITIL Continual Improvement Model provides organizations with a structured approach to implementing improvements. Step 1. What is vision? The first step of the Continual Improvement Model is to define the vision. Step 2. Where are we now? The success of an improvement depends on a clear understanding of the starting point. Step 3. Where do we want to be? A journey cannot be mapped out if the destination is not clear. Step 4. How do we get there? The plan for completing improvement. Step 5. Take action. Plan for the improvement is acted upon. Step 6. Did we get there? Checking whether the target was reached after taking action. Step 7. How do we keep the momentum going? To ensure that the progress made will not be lost and to build support and momentum for the next improvements. Contribution of continual improvement in the service value chain. Continual improvement practice is applied to planning activities, methods, and techniques. Continual improvement practice enabling improvement in the service value chain. Engage, design, and transition obtain or build and deliver and support is subject to continual improvement, and continual improvement practice is applied to all of them. ITIL4 Foundation Change Control. Change is the addition, modification, or removal of anything that could have a direct or indirect effect on services. The purpose of the change control practice is to maximize the number of successful service and product changes by ensuring that risks have been properly assessed, authorizing changes to proceed, and managing the change schedule. Scope of change control are all IT infrastructure, applications, documentation, process, supplier relationships, and anything else that might directly or indirectly impact a product or service. Change control must balance the need to make beneficial changes that will deliver additional value with the need to protect customers and users from the adverse effect of changes. The person or group who authorizes a change is known as a change authority. Change can be classified as standard, normal, and emergency. Standard changes are pre-authorized and implement without additional authorization. For example, OS upgrade, deploying patch, setting up an user account. Normal changes are authorization-based and low risk. Emergency changes are changes that must be implemented as soon as possible. For example, to resolve an incident or implement a security patch. Contribution of change control in the service value chain activities. Plan. Plan is the changes to product and service portfolios, policies, and practices all require a certain level of control. Improve. Many improvements will require changes to be made. Engage. Customers and users may need to be consulted or informed about changes depending on the nature of the change. Design and transition. Many changes are initiated as a result of new or changed services. Obtain or build are the changes to components are subject to change control, whether they are built in-house or obtained from suppliers. Deliver and support. Changes may have an impact on delivery and support, and information about changes must be communicated to personnel who carry out this value chain activity. ITIL4 Foundation Incident Management. Incident is an unplanned interruption to a service or reduction in the quality of a service. The purpose of the incident management practice is to minimize the negative impact of incidents by restoring normal service operation as quickly as possible. Every incident should be logged. Every incident should be managed to meet agreed target resolution times. Every incident should be prioritized. Contribution of incident management is the service value chain activities. Improve. Incident records are a key input to improvement activities. Engage. Incident management requires regular communication to understand the issues, set expectations, provide status updates, and agree that the issue has been resolved to the incident can be closed. Design and transition. Incidents occur in test environments and ensures these incidents are resolved in a timely and controlled manner. Obtain or build. Incidents occur in development environments ensures these incidents are resolved in a timely and controlled manner. Deliver and support. Incident management makes a significant contribution to support. This value chain activity includes resolving incidents and problems. ITIL4 Foundation Problem Management. Incident is an unplanned interruption to a service or reduction in the quality of a service. Problem is a cause or potential cause of one or more incidents. If computer crash, the crash is a problem. Known error is a problem that has been analyzed but has not been resolved. Workaround is a solution that reduces or eliminates the impact of an incident or problem, for which a full resolution is not yet available. Some workarounds reduce the likelihood of the incidents. The purpose of the problem management practice is to reduce the likelihood and impact of incidents by identifying actual and potential causes of incidents and managing workarounds and known errors. Problem management has three phases that are problem identification, problem control, and error control. Contribution of problem management in the service value chain activities being applied mainly to the improve and deliver and support value chain activities. Improve. Effective problem management provides the understanding needed to reduce the number of incidents and the impact of incidents that can't be prevented. Engage. Problems that have a significant impact on services will be visible to customers and users. In some cases, customers may wish to involved in problem prioritization, and the status and plans for managing problems should be communicated. Design and transition. Problem management provides information that helps to improve testing and knowledge transfer. Obtain or build. Product defects may be identified by problem management. These are then managed as part of this value chain activity. Deliver and support. Problem management makes a significant contribution by preventing incident repetition and supporting timely incident resolution. ITIL4 Foundation Service Request Management. The purpose of the service request management practice is to support the agreed quality of a service by handling all predefined user-initiated service requests in the effective and user-friendly manner. Service request is a request from a user or a user's authorized representative that initiates a service action which has been agreed as a normal part of service delivery. For example, service request for replacing a toner cartridge. For example, Service request for information what the hours of the office. For example, service request for providing a phone or laptop to a user. For example, service request for providing access to a file or folder. For example, complaints about a new interface or compliments to a support team. Contribution of service request management to the service value chain, being involved in all service value chain activities except the plan activity. Improve. Service request management can provide a channel for improvement initiatives, compliments, and complaints from users. Engage. Service request management are regular communication to collect user-specific requirements, set expectations, and to provide status updates. Design and transition. Standard service components transitioned to the live environment through service request fulfillment. Obtain or build. Acquisition of pre-approved service components fulfilled through service requests. Deliver and support. Service request management makes a significant contribution to normal service delivery. ITIL for Foundation Service Desk. The purpose of the service desk practice is to capture demand for incident resolution and service requests. Service desks provide a clear path for users to report issues, queries, and requests. Service desks provide a variety of channels for access. Service desks provide phone calls, which can include specialized technology such as interactive voice response, IVR, conference calls, voice recognition, and others. Service desks provide service portals and mobile applications, supported by service and request catalogs and knowledge bases. Service desks provide chat through live chat and chatbots. Service desks provide email for logging and updating, and for follow-up surveys and confirmations. Service desks provide walk-in service desks, which are becoming more prevalent in some sectors, such as higher education. Service desks provide text and social media messaging. Service desks provide public and corporate social media and discussion forums for contacting the service provider and for peer-to-peer support. Service desk organizational structures are local service desk, centralized service desk, and virtual service desk. Local service desk is located close to the user. To reduce the number of service desks by merging them into a single location, centralized service desk structures can be classified as location A, location B, and location C. Centralized service desk requires intelligent telephony systems, incorporating computer telephony interrogation, IVR, and automatic call distribution. Centralized service desk requires workflow systems for routing and escalation. Centralized service desk requires workforce management and resource planning systems. Centralized service desk requires a knowledge base. Centralized service desk requires call recording and quality control. Centralized service desk requires remote access tools. Centralized service desk requires dashboard and monitoring tools. Centralized service desk requires configuration management systems. Virtual service desk allows agents to work from multiple locations geographically dispersed. Virtual service desks are service desk from USA, service desk from UK, and service desk from India. Virtual service desk requires more sophisticated supporting technology involving more complex routing and escalation. These solutions are often cloud-based. Contribution of service desk to the service value chain, being involved in all service value chain activities except the plan activity. Improve. Service desk activities are constantly monitored and evaluated to support continual improvement, alignment, and value creation. Engage. Service desk is the main channel for tactical and operational engagement with users. Design and transition. Service desk provides a channel for communicating with users about new and changed service. Obtain or build. Service desk staff involved in acquiring service components used to fulfill service requests and resolve incidents. Deliver and support. Service desk is the coordination point for managing incidents and service requests. Service level management. The purpose of the service level management practice is to set clear business-based targets for service levels and to ensure that delivery of services is properly assessed, monitored, and managed against these targets. Service level is one or more metrics and define expected or achieved service quality. Service level management establishes a shared view of the services and target service levels with customers. Service level management ensures the organization meets defined service levels through the collection, analysis, storage, and reporting. Service level management performs service reviews to ensure that current services continues to meet the needs of the organizations and its customers. Service level agreement. Service level agreement is a written agreement between an IT service provider and a customer that identifies both services required and the expected level of service. There is a relation between customer and IT provider. Service level management, or SLA, will have targets and responsibilities of both parties. Service level management will have the utility of the service. Service level agreement will have the warranty of the service. Service level agreement must be simplified, written, and easy to understand and use for all parties. Contribution of service level management to the service value chain, with the practice being applied mainly to the plan and engage activities. Plan. Service level management supports planning of the product and service portfolio and service offerings. with information about the actual service performance and trends. Improve. Service feedback from users as well as requirements from customers can be a driving force for service improvement. Engage. Service level management ensures ongoing engagement with customers and users through feedback processing and continual service review. Design and transition. The design and development of new and changed services receives input from service level management. Obtain or build. Service level management provides objectives for components and service performance, measurement and reporting capabilities of the products and services. Deliver and support. Service level management communicates service performance objectives to operations and support and collects feedback as an input for service improvement.